Hello.
And welcome to Film Bastards.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to episode 541 of Film Bastards. I am back in Wales and back on my podcast mic, so this is going to sound and behave a lot better than last week did. My name is Ian Loring, and I think I already said that. I can't remember. As always, I'm joined by...
Becky Foster, hello everybody.
I'm Matt Foster, hello everybody.
Hello, one and all. We hope you're well. Coming up on this week's show, it's another quiet cinema release week in the UK. Before the floodgates maybe open a little bit, but we'll see. But thankfully, who have we got to the rescue? It's only Poolman.
Yeah.
So we'll be reviewing Chris Pine's directorial debut, Poolman, and we've also got movie news and what we've been watching, trailers, all that good juicy stuff. Twitter questions, because we weren't able to get to them last week. That's right, isn't it? Yeah, we didn't because my connection was crapping out. Yeah. We are a Pod Syndicate podcast, so please do listen to like-minded shows such as Chin Stroker versus Punter, The Good, The Bad, The Odd, and Entertainment Landfill, and others. And here we go. So, first thing I want to talk about is related to film. There's a Hostel TV series coming from Eli Roth, and who's been cast in it? If you didn't know, I think it would literally take you 27,000 guesses before getting to it. Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti's having a weird reaction to getting his second Oscar nomination by being in Downton Abbey 3 and the Hostel TV series.
But the thing is, he was in the Downton Abbey TV show.
Yeah,
like he is an existing character in that universe.
Yes, he wasn't in Hostel, I don't think.
No. Just what?
Sorry, Paul Giamatti is in Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
Thinking about what Paul Giamatti said, Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
Is in Downton Abbey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm so glad I don't watch that shit.
Americans fucking loved Downton Abbey though, didn't they?
They
like
did.
It was like quite a bit. You know, you even had the a running joke in Iron Man 3 about how Jon Favreau's character really liked Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Fucking wealth porn. Fuck off.
Wealth porn, like it.
Downton Abbey: A New Era helped us post-COVID with a
did,
show
yeah.
1 week, and
Cineworld still run those VIP adverts, even though they've closed their VIP things and just have them as bars now.
oh, fucking.
Can you imagine being sat at Cineworld and one of them someone going, do you know what? If only we had a bar, we could make more money on a bar. And them all going, yeah. Wait a fucking minute.
Well, my local art house excitedly sent out an email last week saying, we've been listening to popular demand. You'll be able to bring drinks into the cinema going forward. Hooray!
You couldn't do that already?
They didn't eat. No, you couldn't eat, or you couldn't eat or drink in the screens. There was a bar out there and you could get like tea and coffee and stuff, but you couldn't take it in with you.
Fucking hell. Parkway that we sometimes go to in Beverley, our cinema of choice, to be fair.
Yeah.
You just get fucking loaded up and take it all in with your car, yeah?
Yeah.
Great times.
Yeah. Paul Giamatti. Okay.
Have you seen Ian, there's going to be a Like a Dragon Yakuza series on Prime in October?
Yes, that is potentially exciting. I'm a little worried they're going to make it into just a TV series. I know that sounds dumb, but
No, I know what you mean, though.
The Yakuza games are batshit. The Takashi Miike film had some batshittery around it. And I'm a little bit worried that it's just going to be like generic gangster drama, but with a video game license because Fallout was popular.
Yeah,
but we'll see. That did remind me actually. Did you guys know that there's a new Takashi Miike film that came out on Netflix last week?
What the fuck? Did he make like a film a week at the moment?
It's the only reason why I knew about it was because there was an article in the Guardian about it and how nobody knows it's there. It's called Lumberjack the Monster.
The monster.
Which, that sounds all right. And God, what was it about? It's about a brain-stealing serial killer.
Yeah. A lawyer seeking revenge on a masked serial killer.
Sure.
I mean, it's always long, which isn't too bad for.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Because you make it.
Old Mika. No, quite. Between that and Godzilla -1 just fucking shadow dropping on Netflix last week.
Very
Do
exciting.
you know that Godzilla -1, right, broke a record when it did that? Because it dropped on Netflix pretty much globally, but mainly in mainland Europe and the US. It dropped on Netflix and it dropped on video on demand at the same time. It is the first film ever to be number 1 in the video on demand chart and the Netflix streaming viewing charts at exactly the same time. So it was that thing of, so people were that excited about seeing it that they were paid for it and they watched it for free. Or for their subscription service, obviously.
I mean, that rules. I'm very tempted to break the seal and watch it on Netflix like this weekend or something. It just, man, if they could just announce a physical release, please. I will buy the 4K.
Yeah.
I want the fucking 4K of Triple R.
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing you can get.
Genuinely, that's the kind of thing I could see Criterion doing one day.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
need to fucking get on it then.
Oh, all right, calm down. Even though the Arrow announced last week they're doing Silence of the Lambs in 4K.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. 'Cause that's a best picture winner.
It is, and I get that, but that's a thing you can already get. Like,
No, but it's good that a boutique label is getting to do Silence of the Lambs.
Even though they also on the same day announced When Titans Ruled the Earth, a 2-pack of the Clash of the Titans film from like a decade ago and its sequel. And that's just a bit like, nobody asked for that.
Yeah, that's almost like they went, you can have Silence of the Lambs, but you've got to release a 4K of this as well. And its little brother needs to come along.
so on the just back to -1 for a second.
Yeah.
No.
VOD release.
Sorry.
Is it can you get the black and white version?
Not sure.
I
I
want to watch the
fucking
black and white
doubt
version.
it.
It's out there, the black and white version. It's out there.
It's out there.
It's out there, yeah.
Could an intrepid explorer possibly go out and look at it?
Possibly, yes.
Go sail those 7 seas.
Yeah.
If one were so inclined, I would think one would be able to,
How would
shift around a few plates.
How would one incline such an explorer?
I don't know, but it'd probably involve boobs.
I'm very sorry. I think my fart might have just been picked up on mic there.
Nice.
Apologies, but yeah, Godzilla -1. And it's exciting that it is just like number 1 with a bullet on Netflix, like you say though. Like that's very cool. But it's Netflix does that sometimes though. Like that Troll. I think it was just called Troll that we reviewed maybe like last year. I swear that went to like number 1 on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Sometimes, yeah, things just hit.
I was listening to Blank Check. I haven't name dropped them for a few weeks. I feel like, but they just finished up a series on the films of Satoshi Kon, and they were talking about Tokyo Godfathers, and they were saying on there how the younger generation will read subtitles. It doesn't seem like a barrier anymore because you've got a lot of people being brought up on like foreign language stuff on Netflix and anime and whatnot, and it seems like younger people aren't nearly as bothered. And I think you see that with stuff like Godzilla -1 being as big a hit on Netflix as it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a few years ago, like 3-4 years ago, where that French detective or French there was like a French drama series that ended up being like #1 on Netflix.
Lupin.
Something like that, yeah. Loads of people were fucking watching it and loving it. And it is a thing where it's less of a thing, subtitles now, to people. Just a barrier hit.
Yeah, great stuff. We need the next Toho Godzilla film announced at some point, please.
Yeah.
Okay, good shit. What else we got?
We did cast announcements for what's it, didn't we, last week? For the new what's it called?
I'm looking forward to finding out.
Glass Onion was originally called Knives Out. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a little bit more though, hasn't there?
There's a cast, isn't there?
What?
The new Knives Out movie.
Yeah.
There's a cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was distracted by.
What?
I was gonna say, have you also discussed the fact that Christoph Gans is releasing a new Silent Hill movie? But we'll get to that.
I think we have done before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's
Like Return to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, a few more people have been added to Wake Up Dead Man. Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Kerry Washington,
Kaylee Spaney.
Thomas Hayden Church, Daryl McCormick, who was the guy Emma Thompson was shagging in Good Luck Leo Grande from a couple years back. Also very good in the Apple TV show Bad Sisters, which Donna and I watched and enjoyed. Good eclectic cast coming for Wake Up Dead Man.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun who else gets added, and just looking forward to that.
But yes, Return to Silent Hill. When's that out, Bex? Is that this year?
I'm sure I saw someone that said it was this year.
Is it?
Because I feel like they need to time that with the Silent Hill 2 remake in October.
Yeah, definitely.
It is saying 2024.
Yeah, so they announced
Production
it.
status completed.
They announced it a while back. Yeah, that'll be out like October this year, surely.
Yeah.
Especially now Saw 11's not coming out this year. Like it feels like there's space.
Yeah, there's definitely space for that. That could be quite interesting. The last one was not great, but it has a visual style into it, and the first one wasn't a great film, but it looked fucking good.
Yeah, it looks and sounds incredible. It's just boring as shit.
I think it ignores Revelation.
Does it? I've heard it references them, but doesn't ignore it. It isn't part of the story, but it doesn't just completely ignore it. It makes. It'll probably say it's some kind of dream or something like that.
Well, the thing is, Revelation takes quite a lot from Silent Hill 3, the game.
Yeah.
And completely skipped over number 2.
The Revelation, that's the one with the girl who basically looked like Michelle Williams, yeah?
Yeah, Michelle Williams off Wish.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
We did those, didn't we?
Yeah.
Was that like was that kind of like a COVID times thing that we did?
Yeah, we did like a big, what is it, didn't we? A computer games movie special.
Yes. Yeah, we did, yes. Yeah, that one, the viewer voted one, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's get into some trailers. Because again, there have been trailers this week.
It has actually, yeah.
Yeah. The Killer's Game. Dave Bautista. I mean, what a plot!
Yeah.
What a fucking plot!
Well, we just watched this. I got about halfway through the trailer thinking, this looks real fucking generic. Batista Batista doesn't do this kind of generic shit, so there's got to be something in it. And then literally, it was, as he answered the phone, it was told, yeah, you're not really dying. I was like, oh, okay, that's it, fair enough.
I kind of need to know why he puts the hit out on himself, though. Like, okay, he's told he's dying, but if you're going to be told you die, I don't know, what makes you then think, I know, I'll put a hit out on myself?
I mean, I guess getting killed and killed outright is probably less of a shitty way to go than gradually getting iller and then...
But I mean, why don't you just pay someone to kill you? Or just, I don't know, top yourself or something? I don't get it.
I reckon
Element of surprise?
There's going to be an element of surprise
Element
and
of surprise.
some possible, like, insurance diddle. So his missus gets the
maybe.
insurance money.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But, yeah, I don't know. That it looks entertaining. It obviously looks pretty gory. It looks... I think it seems like it will get a cinema release.
Yeah.
This could be fun on a big screen with a like-minded audience.
That's exactly it. It just looks... Yeah, it could just be a good fun... You know what? Fuck it. Go on then. Watch.
Yeah. New Maxine trailer came out today. It's only about a minute and a quarter long.
Yeah.
But it looks all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really good. Sorry, I don't know why I'm
kind of
just
the point
saying
now
it looks all right.
with Maxine where I just kind of want the film to come out now. It's been a while. It seems like.
Day after the election, baby.
Yeah, it's not long, is it? It's not long. But yeah, I'm also kind of looking forward to rewatching Pearl and what's it?
X.
X. You just call it X, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm looking forward to rewatching those as well.
I'm intrigued to see, because they're saying this is like the final part of the trilogy. I'm intrigued to see if somehow it does connect to Pearl in any way, or whether it. It kind of feels like it's not a trilogy. It's Pearl's a prequel to X, and Maxine's the sequel.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a trilogy, just in like a different order.
Yeah, it's not like this is 3 parts of the same person's story or anything like that. It is just it's three films set in the same world.
But they're both played by Mia Goth. Just to be confusing.
Everyone's just played by Mia Goth.
So the Kevin Bacon character is as well.
Yeah.
Just Mia Goth in a Kevin Bacon suit.
I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets killed.
Like really tall heels.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Kevin Bacon gets killed, because it looks like he's going to be a bit of a scumbag. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be quite rough. So 2 others that I can think of. So I'll throw it over to you guys.
I've got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3. So the new Inside Out 2 trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The thing is, I liked Inside Out. I'm a little bit like, is this just going to be more of the same?
See, it's a difficult one with Inside Out 2, because I think, watching this trailer, that it looks fucking heinous.
Yeah.
And an absolute waste of fucking time. But, say I was a fan of Inside Out when it came out, how many years ago?
So 2015, I think.
Yeah.
I would probably be hitting the same age as Riley is hitting in this now.
Yeah.
And I do think there's not an awful lot of content in Bunny Ears out for kids that are at that real difficult point in their lives where they're crossing over from being a kid to being a grown-up. In that difficult puberty phase.
Yeah.
And I think that fucking awful Turning Red thing attempted it and did badly at it. This looks like it's trying to attempt the same thing, but maybe in more of a delicate feelings-based way. And I appreciate it for that. I think it looks shit, and I don't want to watch it, but it ain't aimed at me.
No, because you hit Pixar.
No, that's not, no. But I went through puberty ages ago. I don't need this movie to guide me through it. And I think that having something out there for kids that kind of goes,
Yeah, for
do
kids.
you know what these feelings are? These feelings are normal. Everyone goes through them. But look, this is what's fucking going on in your brain. These feelings that were very simple up until this point, now they've been joined by all these extra feelings, and those guys are fucking mental. So...
Meet our friend Horny.
So I get it, and I get what it seems like it's trying to do, and I appreciate it for that. If that makes sense.
Horny and Shame, you're going to be best friends.
Yeah.
You just don't know it yet.
It's
It's
going to
good
be.
job it's not a boys one, because there'd have to be like a fucking shame boner.
The thing is, I look at it and go, well, I didn't like the Inside Out trailer, and I liked Inside Out, so... Yeah.
It's fine. Joy really annoys me. Like, not as a sentiment. I had to clarify this earlier when we watched the trailer as well. I like Joy, but I don't like Joy the character in Inside Out, and I feel like I will
Yes,
not like her in this
you
either.
literally said, I hate fucking Joy.
Fucking
Like,
hate Joy.
I think my exact response was, alright, you minge-face assassin off.
I enjoy Joy. I don't enjoy Joy the character.
Do you know what I enjoy? The Alien Romulus trailer.
Yeah. I like that it doesn't give too much away. It does give me the ick a little bit that there's like certain shots that are just like, ugh, really?
Yeah, but I kind of almost like, yeah, I'm like, do you know what? Fair enough. You kind of have to have that a little bit.
But yeah, I like that it don't give too much away.
I like the fact it looks like a straight up horror film.
Yeah.
What do you think of this one, Ian?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little wary about the fact that it kind of looks like it's going to be a tribute act.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is trying to get those nostalgia boners. But at the same time, the fact that it looks like an Alien film that's actually trying to recapture Alien
Yeah.
for, like, the first time...
I actually was saying to Mark the other day, like, Prometheus has, like, given a lot of, like, film fans, like, a certain kind of PTSD wariness about looking forward to things. Don't you think? Like, Prometheus is to blame for, like, a lot of, like, I'm not trusting the trailer.
Prometheus gave me trust issues.
Yeah, 100%. We were so hyped for Prometheus, and it's so very bad.
I mean, Donna still will tell people about the way after Prometheus we just sat in that pub and talked about it for about 4 hours.
I think it was longer as well.
I think it might have been longer. Like, honestly, she will still bring it up to people, which I'm fine with.
Yeah. I think she's right to. I think she's right to bring it up in the way that I'm guessing she brings it up in.
It just comes out the day after my 40th birthday, and I'm a little bit like, am I gonna kind of officially enter middle age watching a bad Alien film? Is that what's gonna happen? Is that is that the way I'm setting myself up?
I'm counting it as my continuing adventures of Callie Spenny's weird hot, and it's weirding me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little young looking.
Yeah,
For me, but, you know,
that's the weird bit. She is like older than you think she is as well, but that is the weird bit. That's the weirdness of it all.
let's have a look at how old Callie Spaney is.
She's 28. I've definitely checked this.
Cheering for you.
Fucking hell, that was quick.
Is she?
No, hang on. She was born in 98.
She's 26.
Yeah, well, she's 25 now. She's 26.
Oh
in
no,
July.
that probably is a bit creepy.
She's 6 years older than your daughter.
Yeah, no. All right. That's creepy.
Yeah.
we could have a new thing to Bastards Bingo. All right, that's creepy.
We're gonna lock that in a box and we're gonna bury it 50 feet down.
You grim Foster.
Yeah. Well, when we walk out of Alien Romulus, Bex, if I turn around to you and go, feel a bit creepy, then you know why.
I'm cautiously optimistic for it, but Fede Alvarez, I can really go either way on.
That's fair.
That is an absolutely fair point, because that's it. I'm looking at going. It's going to be fun to watch just an outright alien horror film from the guy who made Oh Yeah, Don't Breathe.
But yeah, and that's because that's the thing. Like, there's a real ick factor to his work, and my God, is there possibility for ick factor extreme with alien films? Yeah.
Which for you is just like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it's effective. If there's anything that's almost kind of like sexualized in nature or something like that, that's going to be no bueno for me. And I just remember I've only seen AVP 2 once, but there's that bit where it's like, what is it, like face huggers approaching like a fucking postnatal unit or something.
Yeah.
And a bit of a, that kind of stuff's going too far. You can't do stuff involving aliens and kids.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't think I'll have that. I think it'll be more...
From an alien point of view, though, that is a logical choice.
No, I think I just don't
Use them as little batteries.
Yeah, but
oh my God, no, Bex, Jesus. Sorry.
From an alien point of view, though.
You'd have to go through like 3, though, wouldn't you? It'd be pointless.
Yeah.
It'd be the equivalent of buying batteries. You know those like £2.50 ones at IKEA that have got like 30 in them.
Yeah.
But no, just get some fucking Energizer. Stop being a dickhead.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I also appear to be the only person in the world that's looking forward to Venom: The Last Dance.
I'm not looking forward to Venom: The Last Dance.
It's not that I'm not looking forward to it. I just think it's a bad trailer.
It's not a great trailer, but the thing is, I think I said this to you, Ian, is you take out the other alien thing from his planet. Take that out. You don't need that. Just have it be Eddie and Venom getting on a bit better, but on the run from shady scientists in the army. That's better.
What line does not a film make?
That's a better film than what will be at some point 2 CGI aliens just running into each other. But then there's a bit with a horse.
There is a Venom horse.
There's a Venom horse. The Venom horse is good.
And I'm in for that.
Yeah.
I want to see more Venom things.
And you brought Venom things to walk like I walk with my bad back.
You're made of breadsticks. We've discovered this.
And I did enjoy the Venom getting too excited saying his own name.
Yeah, that was good.
I love how into Venom Tom Hardy seems to be. Like at some point Tom Hardy's going to go, it was the role I was born to play.
No, he won't though, will he? Because he's not fucking Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
No, but he is. I do think he thinks that is one of his favourite roles.
That's fine, but he won't come out and say it because he's not needy as shit.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
I want silly.
Apparently the internet's very upset about 2 pre-existing Marvel actors being in the trailer for this.
Alright. I mean, the internet and upset kind of go in tandem, don't they?
Like, oh, they're in this, but they're different characters and there's no continuity.
Multiverse.
And it's like, the MCU is a fucking shit show right now. That is the least of your worries. Like,
who are the
something
characters?
erupted from the sea in the Eternals.
Yeah,
and nothing
nobody's
seems to reference
mentioning
it.
Oh yeah,
And
there's like a
this is what
big
you're
fucking
upset about.
statue.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I have seen quite a few things of that, of where people go in, right, we're now 6 movies along and nobody's mentioning this fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly. And yet, like, someone who played a bit part in some movie turning up in a trailer is really upsetting you. Who is it? Let me have a look. Risa Farnes obviously is in a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And Chiwetel Ejiofor is in something else Marvel-y, isn't he?
Yeah.
And people are getting real pressed
yeah.
about it.
I like the fact that that you've got Juno Temple and what's his name from can't think today. Ted Lasso in it, the Mexican guy,
No.
and Stephen Graham's
Yeah.
there.
Just Stephen Graham's there.
I hope he's just playing Stephen Graham that just got locked in a thing.
well, he was in the second one, wasn't he? Let There Be Carnage.
Of course he was, yeah. I need to rewatch Let There Be Carnage.
I mean, I will be watching both of the previous Venom films prior to the last.
Oh god, yeah.
Good excuse. isn't
That's a
it?
good time, that is.
Yeah, it's a good 3-4 hours that.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought, bad trailer. Weirdly paced. Like you got a really quite long, funny bit with the "We Are Venom," and then it just carries on for a couple of minutes.
And then you do have the how fast do you think you could make that go before you kill it? Let's find out.
I do think it's weird though, watching trailers for a movie where you're already in.
Yeah, I think you tend to get bored of them halfway through it.
But but the thing is, you're already bored of it before you watch it because you know you're already in.
Yeah.
So you almost don't want to watch it.
Unless it's something you really, really want to watch, and then you're just like, I just need to luxuriate in this for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's luxuriate in a pool, man. Poolman is directed and co-written by Chris Pine. Stars Chris Pine, DeWanda Wise, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Danny DeVito, Annette Bening, Stephen Tobolowsky, John Ortiz, Ray Wise. Just like a little bit Murderer's Row, to be fair. Like really, Clancy Brown shows up. You know. Darren Barronman is an unwavering optimist and native Angelino who spends his days looking after the pool of the Tahitian Tiki apartment block and fighting to make his hometown a better place to live. There you go. Right, cool. Poolman, pretty much Mark's most anticipated film of all time. How'd it go, dude?
Right. I will say this. It's another one of those movies where I can see why everybody else thinks this is garbage. I absolutely can see that. Again, though, in a similar way to Roadhouse, I don't care. Because it gave me one moment where we had to pause it, didn't we? Because I couldn't stop laughing. I laughed so hard I got something in my eye.
That did happen, yeah.
For that. There was another moment later on that made me laugh. There was plenty of moments that made me smile. I spent the entire time looking at Chris Pine going, that I would love that look. If I still had hair, that would be my look and I would own it like a motherfucker.
Every time you said that, it made me really glad that you didn't because you would be single.
Well, we're going on a trip to Turkey, baby, and we're coming back with that hair.
It's fine. I will work out what the settlement will be.
That's fine. The amount of tail I'll get walking around with that fucking look.
As if.
I really liked it, but I can
You
see
can't
why
have
people
that look
don't.
neck up and not have that look neck down.
Yeah, I'm going for it all.
Oh yeah, you're going to do some sit-ups, are you?
What?
Going to do some sit-ups?
I'm going to have to, yeah.
Yeah.
I've committed to the bit.
Yeah. So you can't just look like a fucking hobo from the neck up.
You've got to keep that sveltness. Yeah. So yeah,
If you don't love me, then you get a hair transplant and do whatever the fuck it is he's doing in this movie.
I really liked it. When we get more into it, I'll tell you of a movie that it very much reminded me of that I think it would play nicely as a double bill with.
Why did you say it now?
if it's what I think it is, then
Ooh, what do you think it is?
Under the Silver Lake.
No, but I do think that it would play well with that. No, I think it would play well with the '94 movie Jimmy Hollywood with Joe Pesci and Christian Slater.
That was a way deeper cut. Okay.
Yeah, the Barry Levinson movie, which I'm going to watch obviously this week because now it's reminding me in where Joe Pesci plays a struggling actor who ends up accidentally becoming a vigilante and forming the SOS, a vigilante group, all because Christian Slater thinks that the producer of Gone with the Wind was called Stephen O'Selznick and he wasn't, he was David O'Selznick.
Oh dear. Well, okay.
What did you guys think of Poolman? Because I have a feeling I'm about to get called an idiot, and I'm kind of okay with it.
Do you know what? I didn't dislike it, and it definitely it's fairly insufferable up to a point, and then it gets fine.
Oh, come on! The what is it? The line of Tornowski isn't what you think he is. Is he illicit?
Yeah, well, that's after the point where it becomes less insufferable, and the weird scene with Clancy Brown, him, and Ray Wise. That is like a little beautiful pearl in the middle of, let's be honest, a pile of grit. That scene is really good, and then it's followed up by some really Twin Peaks-esque music, which just has got like, they knew what they were doing with that.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
It's not great. It's like it's trying to be Silver Lake. It's like it's trying to be Inherent Vice, and it's really striving to be those things, but it's not quite clever enough. But God loves to try it.
I can't disagree with anything you're saying.
I appreciate its silliness. I think at some points it skews too hard. I think the central character is not likeable enough. He's a fairly, oh God, that guy that's in your fucking local neighbourhood watch. But then he is played by Chris Pine, so he's a very likeable guy, but the character's not likeable. Annette Bening's really good in it. Danny DeVito's kind of annoying in it. It's fine. There's a real nice Art Deco window in it. It's like a less intelligent fucking film that's better. Just go watch Under the Silver Lake. I can't recommend it.
And unfortunately, neither can I. I'm glad they all obviously had fun together. Obviously, these are all people who get...
your sum up of a film is, I'm glad everyone seems like they had a really nice time. That's not a good sign, is it?
No, I finished it and just thought I've never cared. Things were happening. It felt stoned, which is absolutely what it's trying to go for. And I was really bored. It didn't hold my attention. I think Chris Pine is very charming, even though he's just playing a bit of a dickhead. But he's Chris Pine playing a bit of a dickhead. Just at the end where it was like, actually it was all about like family all along. What?
But you got the great line of, I've seen Chinatown fairly recently as well.
And it's smacking you in the face with, look what I'm doing. And I don't know. It's doing it in a kind of like a louche kind of like relaxed hangout vibey way, but also at the same time is shoving this stuff down your throat which just feels really odd to take in. But I'm glad you were in the tank for it, Mark. And
that's the thing. I think this movie's more tuned to me. In that sense of that, because I can't disagree with any points. Like because you were quite bored during it, weren't you, Bex?
Yeah, once it hit its point and it hit its stride, no, not so much. But
before that,
yeah.
And I was kind of like going, do you know what? I can see why, if this movie has never got you or if it's lost you, which I can see several points where it would do that, why that would happen. But
I mean,
there was enough kind of that I was being entertained enough going along that it kept me.
That's fair.
Just if it had the nastiness of Under the Silver Lake, or like the nihilism of it, then I don't know. Maybe that just would have had more of an effect on me. But I didn't hate it, and it may well not even be in my like bottom 10 films of the year. You know, like I've just been looking through my letterboxd, and there's been some bad stuff this year.
There's been some turd stuff, yeah.
I mean, like Back to Black, Atlas, Madame Web, you know, to name but three. I'd watch Poolman again, but I mean, before Atlas and Back to Black, that's for damn sure. Madame Web's almost got a little bit of a...
Fury, yeah.
I almost want to watch that again to see if that actually happened.
I think I will watch Madame Web before the end of the year again, yeah.
I would... When it's on Sky Cinema, and it will be on there by the end of the year, I could see me giving it a crack.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, I didn't particularly vibe with it. The whole writing to Aaron Brockovich thing was just fucking stupid. But I mean, you're laughing though, and so that's fine. That's fine. You know, I wasn't on its wavelength.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't mind the stupid, and it's not even that it doesn't have the nastiness or the nihilism or like the edge and the bite that would make it more whatever. It just, the story's not there. It's not clever enough to be doing what it's trying to do.
I don't think it's...
But it's trying to be that type of film. Yes, it is. It very much is. It's trying to be an Inherent Vice type film. It's very silly but intricate.
It's
noir-y kind of film. That's what it's trying to be, and it fails because the story isn't there.
Yeah, it's trying to be Inherent Vice.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it has those kind of vibes, but it's trying to have an introspective look at it, and not be. But I do think it's trying to be silly, but it's definitely trying to not be Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell silly.
But the films that we've referenced here, Silver Lake, Inherent Vice, Nice Guys, we discussed earlier as well, they are all silly.
Yeah, it's a bit...
But they're also clever.
It's not as good as any of those movies.
But that's what it's trying to be, and that's where it falls down.
But I was still watching it, and at the end, when you had fucking John Ortiz saying to him, "You did well there," my brain just went, I could watch a fucking series of these things.
But let's be honest, Mark, and I know that we've referenced this previously. You're dumb.
Do you know what? If I'm dumb and I get to really enjoy this, I get to look at Chris Pine and go, "That's a fucking look," then I'm all right with that. Well,
good on you.
I'm going for it.
I mean, you...
Next fucking fancy dress party we go as, fucking there we go.
Yeah, but no one's going to know what you're dressed as.
I won't care.
Okay.
But the past two fancy dress parties we've been to, I went as the end credits to The Thing. I just wore my Directed by John Carpenter t-shirt, didn't I?
Yes. Yeah, did you?
And I went to a celebrity death Halloween bash as Michael Hutchins, didn't I?
Yes.
Yep. It's fun walking around York in a pair of black trousers, no t-shirt, and a belt around my neck, my face painted blue. The simpler times.
Bex has never been more in love with you.
I'd be more in love with him dressed like that than dressed as fucking Chris Pine from the Poolman.
Who did you guys? Did you guys Nancy from Sid and Nancy?
I don't know. A long time ago, I was probably pissed.
I mean, I'm definitely not shit.
Oh, it's definitely not shit, and I'll probably watch it again. I'll watch it again before I watch fucking Madame Web.
Look, I mean, I'm definitely shit, but it's not necessarily an aggressively definitely shit. Especially, we reviewed Atlas last week.
Yeah. But that's it. I wouldn't recommend Poolman to people.
No.
Like, I just wouldn't.
But it's your vibe.
But it's my vibe. But I get the feeling that there will be people who will watch it. There will be more people who watch it and go, "You're a fucking idiot," and then there will be one other person who will watch it and go, "I know, right."
Who makes those real like slice of life fucking slacker LA kind of movies? Is it Linklater?
Linklater, yeah.
It's like if Linklater made a noir movie.
It has a little bit of Linklater to it.
Yeah. Wouldn't recommend to anybody.
We've got
but
literally
would watch
Linklater
again.
next week, haven't we?
Oh,
Yep.
What?
Yeah. What?
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell, yeah.
Right.
What?
It's a proper Linklater movie that's got a story rather than a fucking
Oh, it's not
floaty
really slacker
bullshit
movies,
one.
no.
Yeah. I don't like his floaty bullshit ones.
Oh no, it's not. It's not like Waking Life.
Yeah.
Nothing like
I
that,
can
no.
fuck right off.
Oh, waking life.
No, it's yeah.
Who's that man that made that fucking shitty movie with Brad Pitt in it?
Oh, Terrence Malick.
Yeah, that was shit.
Fucking hell.
Tree of Life, wasn't it? Yeah?
Was Tree of Life, yeah.
Shitty,
Hey,
shitty
Tree of
film.
Life's great until the last 20 minutes with Sean Penn walking around a beach filled with his dead relatives.
It's
The thing is, I like Tree of Life, but I've never watched it again.
that's crap. Just enough to waste of time.
I liked Poolman though.
Yeah, we've got a bit off track there. Pullman, definitely not shit. Wouldn't recommend.
If you liked Jimmy Hollywood or have seen Jimmy Hollywood, the 1994 movie that I watched owned on Laserdisc, you'll love it.
If you watched Inherent Vice and was like, I liked the vibe, but it was a bit too highbrow for me. I wish it was dumber. Yeah?
Maybe.
I'm going to go for a pee.
No worries. Me too.
Get your drink. Yeah, stupid fucking headphones.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, let's get back into it. Guys, what have you been up to?
We've not actually watched anything together this week, have we?
No.
We have played an awful lot of Mad Max, though, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Really? Wow, okay.
Yeah, we both sort of, like, I don't know how we ended up downloading it. You said, didn't you? Oh, I wouldn't mind actually replaying Mad Max. I was like, well, funnily enough, I just finished re-downloading it. So we completely started it again, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And just new save, and just went straight into it, didn't we? And we've been tag teaming it, haven't we?
I do the boring, like...
You do the boring shit that I don't want to do.
Yeah. And you do the fighty bits that I can't do.
The intense fucking fighting bits that you don't like doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good kind of system we have, isn't it?
It's good.
Yeah.
Then we do the story bits together, don't we?
Yes.
Because, that's...
So we've been doing that. It's a good game. The thing is...
Such a good game.
I think because it's got the movie element of it, I think, is why I can get on with it better than I can do most games.
It's genuinely the only open world game I've ever played and enjoyed.
And I think because it's open world, but it's not a very big open world.
No.
Like, it's not like some of them where if you were to walk from one end of the map to the other, it'd take like 7 hours or something like that. It'd probably take you about 10 minutes.
You've got a real fast car.
And you've got a real fast car, so why would you walk it?
Exactly.
So yeah, but we've been playing a lot of that, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
It's fun. And we're about maybe only 20% of the way through it, something like that.
I won't save him that.
Yeah. I didn't notice that if you look at in your games library on I don't know what it does on the other PlayStations, but on the PS5, if you hover over the tile for it, it'll tell you how many hours you've played that game. And so I was sort of looking through and going, geez, I wonder how many hours I've played some of the FIFA games. And most was like, oh, that's not too bad. It's only around about 150 hours, which I was like, do you know what? That's all right for a game that comes out in September and you can effectively play from September to September. I thought that's all right. And I got to FIFA 17, I think it was, and it was 397 hours.
That's silly, isn't it?
And I was like, that's a lot of hours.
What's my longest played?
I think one of yours. I can't remember which game it was, but it was like 280 odd hours, something like that.
Oh really?
Yeah. But yeah, just thought it was fun and interesting.
I think I want to re-download Bioshock.
Fair, yeah. We've got them. Also, I did start playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Boring.
It's boring. It's real boring.
Yeah.
Just riding around.
It's not even that. It's just real boring.
Some man that I don't know what his actual name is, but in my head he's called Jed.
Just you. People keep saying to me, "Oh, it's one of the greatest games ever made." I'm like, is it? Why?
When?
It's just real boring. How can you take the Wild West and make it that boring?
Yeah. I think that's what I like about Mad Max is there's no build-up period where it's a bit shit and boring and you're getting used to the world. You kind of launched straight into things, aren't you? Your dog gets injured and then a fucking hunchback helps you and it's all systems go from there.
And they do camps, so they just gradually get harder. It's got an old school kind of
progression
to it. Have you watched anything on your solo, Bex?
I have, yeah.
Wait,
Two
what?
real good films actually.
Oh, two. Go on.
So I watched a movie called Stay Alive, which I didn't realise I'd never heard of until very recently, and then I saw something on fucking Lad Bible pop up on my Facebook, and I was like, that sounds interesting.
Is that a video game one?
Yeah. So so this boy plays a video game, and so you create an avatar in the game that is you. And then they play the game, but then what happens is he dies in the game, and then he dies in a very similar way in real life, which is wild. And then his friend finds the game when he's getting his stuff after the funeral and stuff like that, and he organises like a game party with like some friends and like one of the guy that has died, cousins or some shit, and then 2 people die in the game, and then over the next couple of days they die in very similar ways out in real life, and then they're all like shocked Pikachu face about, oh my god, this is like a thing that's happening, and this must be how he died, and it must be because of the game, and it's it's about investigating it and like how to take it down. But it's like, I think it's elevated by the fact that like if that game existed in real life, I would 100% play it because it looks quite good. Like even though the fucking graphics are like 2006 computer game graphics, I'd still fucking play it.
Yeah.
And it's just really well done, to be fair. Because the article that I was reading was saying that they're on about doing a sequel to it, and they're on about actually releasing a version of the game that's included in the movie. Which I think would be really cool. But yeah, the film itself is a standalone. It's just like so the idea is that a real life serial killer has been released by saying the words that you have to say at the beginning of the game. They think it's like a voice activation thing on the game, which they're like, oh my god, that's really advanced for computer games, blah blah blah. But in reality it's because it's a weird haunted game. And by saying this recitation out loud, it's released the spirit of this serial killer. And now she's just like riding people down in a horse and cart.
Nice.
But it's really fucking good.
Solid.
Yeah, really good. Really, really good. Really enjoyed it. Some recognisable faces in there. Frankie Muniz is in it. Jimmy Simpsons.
There's some recognisable faces in it.
Oh, Jimmy Simpson's in it. Milo Ventimiglia is in it very briefly. Sophia Bush, she was a thing for a minute there. Yeah, people. It's fun.
Cool. What was the other one?
Sting, the newly released movie about killer spiders.
No. Big fat no.
That's fine. So, have you watched the trailer?
No, funny enough, I haven't.
Have you watched the trailer, Ian? Because obviously it only came out this week.
Yeah.
It very much pitches as a horror movie with spiders, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's like a horror comedy. It's got real shades of Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh. That's more interesting then.
Yeah.
It's not to watch it, but...
It's fun. It's funny. It's got the kid in it is the kid that plays the young Furiosa.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Alila Brown, is it, or something?
Yeah.
She plays the kid in it. And it's just very much kind of... The characters are caricatures. The spider is silly. The egg is... The spider's egg that comes from fucking space is daft. It's got a real stupid, like, cliffhanger ending. Like, it's just silly. There's grim bits, but they're silly grim. Like, it's very Little Shop of Horrors-y. It's not musical, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not got Steve Martin singing in it, but it's a lot more fun, I think, than the trailer makes it out to be. Yeah, I'd really recommend it, to be fair.
Nice.
Fair enough.
But I think if you're a bit about spiders, which, let's be honest, most people are to an extent.
Yeah, because they're evil.
It does, from the trailer, it does pitch very much as like a really scary spider horror movie, and it's not, and I think there'll be a lot of people avoiding it because of that.
Yeah, me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to do mine, Ian, or do you want to jump in, or...?
No, go ahead.
Cool. I've watched 3. So I watched the R.E.M. by MTV documentary, which kind of just is... It charts R.E.M. through... it's a documentary made, but it uses sort of stock footage of them in interviews and footage of MTV talking about them. So it's not like it's not just there's no voiceover on it or anything like that. The majority of it is it's kind of REM told through the prism of the media covering REM and REM talking about REM throughout the years, but like cutting back to itself. So you'll have them talking about an album. It's done like in chronological order. So you'll have them talking about, for instance, Out of Time, and it'll have bits of them talking about it then. And then later on, so you get the feeling of how it was made and bits like that, and how they're looking back at it and bits like that. And it's just, it's actually, if you're, I would say even if you're not a huge REM fan, it's still a really good music documentary because it just focuses them that they are. It very much presents them as these guys see themselves as like artists, but don't take themselves too seriously within it, but also take the form of art that they do quite seriously.
Yeah.
But they all come across like. I think there's a feeling around at the time, and a lot of the time, that they were a little bit sort of uppity at points.
Yeah.
And they don't come across like that. They come across as all quite smart, but like they'd be just really good to hang out with and have a chat with.
Yeah.
Like Mike Mills is just constantly just smiling in all the interviews, but they talk really well as well about music and about like, but even going back to like when they were first a band and you've got them really young and they're just going, we were just a band and we just played some bits, and then all of a sudden people started listening to us, and then we had like an album deal and we had all of this, and it was weird.
Yeah.
And like there's a bit of Michael Stipe, like after they released like Document, saying, you know, at some point we will write a multi-platinum album, but you don't deserve it yet. You're not ready for it. And it's like he doesn't say it in like a cocky piss takey way. He just says it in this real matter of fact kind of way of, you know, we haven't got to that stage in our career yet. And then when it does happen, he's like, yeah, we didn't really realise that this would be that album, but it kind of was for that. But it also it deals with it. Mine's still like with the Michael Stipe talking about like his. You were saying when the whole "is Michael Stipe dead" thing came around because he didn't do interviews for a couple of years,
right?
And he addresses that as part of one of the interviews, and he just sort of says, "I didn't do interviews for a few years because I'd spent like 12 years doing pretty much every interview for the band because you know you're the lead singer, you're the one who gets pushed out for the interviews." And I just sort of thought I've run out of things to say, so I'm just not going to say anything anymore. And it's but it's if you are at all interested in sort of music, or if you do like REM and you've not seen REM by MTV, track it down. It's a really good music documentary, and it gives good insight in the band that you might not have. Cause sometimes music documentaries are a bit, and then they made this album, and then they made this album,
Yeah.
and this was very good, and then things were bad, and it's not that. And yeah, there's a bit where even in it, Bill Berry's like, you know, there was all these stories about me being like a fucking junkie, and that's why I always wore long sleeves. He's like, just didn't wear many t-shirts. That was it. It's just like, it's just the way that they deal with all of these bits, just quite matter of fact, is quite fun. Also rewatched She's All That. Which was the film I took you on our first date, wasn't it, Bex?
It was, yeah. It
Yep.
was our 21st wedding anniversary, wasn't it, last week?
Yeah, so I watched this.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
I was a little bit worried that it might have aged horrifically.
Yeah.
And might be a just steaming pile of, oh Christ.
Well, that wouldn't get made now.
Yeah. Do you know what, it's not? It's actually quite good. I was surprised about the fact that there's not that much in it that has aged badly, and the bits that you would look at and go, ooh, the movie actually goes, ooh, about itself from like 25 years ago. So, yeah, it's I know it's been referenced for years. You know, the whole, oh look, she just put a dress on and took her glasses off, and look, she looked amazing. Come on,
Yeah.
that it isn't like that in the film at all.
No.
And like, she doesn't just take her glasses off and become a whole new person. It's like, no, this isn't Mean Girls. It's a different film. I actually quite enjoyed it, and Matthew Lillard is great at playing just the utter fucking doesn't realise he's a douchebag, but isn't actually a douchebag. He's just an idiot character. And it was one of 2 movies that I watched with Paul Walker in. So I'll move on to the next movie that I watched with Paul Walker in, which was Timeline, the Richard Donner movie. Ian, have you ever seen Timeline?
Maybe, but I couldn't tell you anything about it, dude.
Right. So, prepare to have your mind blown. So it stars Paul Walker, Francis O'Connor, Gerard Butler, Billy Connolly, Anna Friel, Neil McDonough, Ethan Embry's in there, Michael Sheen's even there, and David Thewlis is there. Right? Out of those people, Billy Connolly and another actor play father and son. Right? So who logically, out of those people, plays Billy Connolly's son? Everyone would go, well, it's Gerard Butler because they're both Scottish. Nope, Paul Walker.
Cool.
Logical.
Billy Connolly has a thick Scottish accent and is Scottish in the film. It is referenced in the film that he is Scottish. Paul Walker, his usual normal Paul Walker voice, doesn't mention it at all. It's so what happens is they end up Paul Walker, Francis O'Connor, Gerard Butler, Billy Connolly are archaeologists. Well, Paul Walker isn't. He's just Billy Connolly's archaeologist. He was an archaeologist. He's his son, who's kind of just helping him out.
Yeah.
They get transported back in time to medieval times.
As you do.
To 1357, where Anna Friel plays a French princess, and they have to fight this battle against the English.
We are dickheads.
We are dickheads, yeah. Michael Sheen plays the English, and plays it really well as a dickhead. Actually, it's really quite something. This movie cost $80 million. It's bonkers. It is properly bonkers. How it is described that this is a time machine. Like, it's not a time machine. It's not a time machine. What they're trying to do, essentially, is it's a time-dimensional fax machine. Essentially is how it works. So what they were trying to do is David Thewlis, who's this billionaire, is trying to essentially break down the molecular structure of a person and then send it to another place. Not another time, just another place, like you would do a fax.
Like in The Fly.
Yeah, but
Or like in Charlie and the Chocolate
a
Factory.
long way away. Yeah. But they accidentally, everything they put into it just ends up in this one place in France in the 1300s. Yeah. Yep. So Paul Walker
That's a poor storyline, I'm not going to lie.
ends up back there trying to... Yeah. It's... I'm not going to recommend it to people. It's not very good.
No.
But I had a good enough time. It's based on Michael Crichton novel. But yeah, Timeline. Yeah, it's 21 years old and you haven't missed it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it yet, maybe
Probably
you're all right.
don't, yeah,
Yeah, you're good.
that's fair.
Ian, what have you been up to?
Timeline. Okay, so a few things this week. Completed my
buried in your mark. Timeline. Sorry, go on.
Pretty much. Yeah, Bad Boys for Life, leading up to the new Bad Boys. Just Martin Lawrence going, "You fucked a married witch." Like, great, good. It's an interesting one because it is, there is actually a fair bit of story to it. The idea that Will Smith's character was kind of like shaped by this woman who he was undercover and had an affair with, who just so happens to also be a witch. And there's decent action in it, like getting there's some younger cast members there. Like Charles Melton from May December is one of the new recruits, and apparently he's not in the new one, which is a bit of a shame, I suppose. But Vanessa Hudgens and Alexander Ludwig, I think, are back though, which is good. But yeah, I like Bad Boys for Life. It's a laugh. It's not the sheer action classic that is Bad Boys 2, but what is? Looking forward to Ride or Die. So also watched a new Liam Neeson Netflix film, In the Land of Saints and Sinners. So Liam Neeson plays a hitman who lives in this small Irish town. People don't know he's a hitman. And Kerry Conran is like an IRA bomber with a bunch of other bombers. Liam Neeson kills someone close to her, and she seeks revenge. It's kind of Liam Neeson doing a slower version of action hero Liam Neeson. But Kerry Conran is really really good as just like an evil bitch.
Yeah, sold.
Yeah, I thought you would be. Yeah, calling women cunts and slapping them and whatnot. Like it's the most 5 out of 10 film ever made. It feels absolutely targeted at over 50-year-old white males. But it is exactly what you think it's going to be when you hear what it's about.
Yeah.
Straight down the line, 5 out of 10, in one eye, out the other. And then, one of the worst things I've seen this year, final one for me this week, the Netflix documentary, The Final, Attack on Wembley. God. So, this is about the Euro 2020 final at Wembley. For those who don't know, basically a bunch of ticketless people stormed the place. The match didn't kick off till like 8 o'clock in the evening, which basically meant you had thousands of drunk and coked up dickheads. Excuse me. Just roiling around London all day. And you get the side. You get a couple of guys who were there and causing trouble. You get an Italian guy talking about how fucking terrifying it was for him and his daughter. And you get some people, like Wembley security people, talking about their experiences as well. So, this film is borderline irresponsible in how...
This, yeah.
In how unquestioning it is of particularly the guys who were part of the trouble. So there's one of them who is caught on is on CCTV trampling over people to get into Wembley, and he's talking about it. He's just like, I was just really focused and in the zone, and I don't want to hurt anyone, so I'm being really careful to just do gentle roly-polies over them. And I'm just like, what? Sorry, what? You were in the moment making sure you were doing gentle roly-polies over people. Okay. There's another one who, the documentarian, if you can call him that, says at the end, do you regret do you regret your actions? And he basically goes, well, no, not really, because... And then he just basically launches into how Partygate happened, so he shouldn't feel bad when politicians were lying to us. And it's just...
It's a bit like... fine, but not an excuse for what you did, mate.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's basically, I don't feel bad about assaulting that guy because Richard Nixon was a wrong'un.
Yeah, it is. It's look, these two wrongs don't make a right, and I'm going to pick a wrong from thin air.
There's no questioning of it, and then it kind of starts doing this kind of triumphant music, and oh god, they're talking about and they mentioned the mural of Marcus Rashford getting shit all over it. And then it's like, but the community really came together and helped clean it up. And there's not really nothing there that about the toxic football culture and how it basically it can poison people's minds, the patriotic stuff mixed with the all day drinking mixed with the kind of latent racist opinions in the dark places of more people's minds than we would feel comfortable with admitting. There's none of that.
There genuinely is a problem, and it has gotten worse in the past, getting on for a decade now, with England fans. Not with English football fans, but specifically with people who are England fans. And it's really quite sad, and it's one of the reasons why I genuinely cannot stand our national team. Quite, and it really left. I mean, the whole thing left a bad taste in my mouth, and I was just like, do you know what? I'm pretty tapped out of caring about Euro 2024 because it just reminded me that, to be honest, if the England football team going on a run brings out some really fucking dark shit in people, and when it goes wrong, and I don't feel comfortable supporting that. But also the Wembley security, they kind of talk about the lapses in security and whatnot. But at the end, there's this title card talking about how a report after praised the Wembley security for doing all that they could do. But it's you look at this footage and it's just people just pushing fucking gates down. Yeah. And it's just, come on now. So this is the thing. It's kind of borderline salacious in look at all these people having a laugh and God, there's this one as well. One of them, he's standing on this bus, and kind of going on this bus that a driver is in, and obviously terrified. And he's talking at the end. He's like, "I'll remember that for the rest of my life. It's one of the big moments of my life, and I can't wait to tell my kids and my grandkids about it." And it's what that you were pissed up, standing on a bus. And again, it's doing this kind of celebratory music. Yeah.
And it's just what are we doing here?
I haven't watched it, and I'll be honest, I never will, because it will just annoy me. But several people that I know have watched it have all said the same thing. Of it's basically, it seems to be telling these guys stories as if they were right.
Yeah. No, it's almost like the heroes of the piece, and they're not the Robins. Yeah, there were other people around there that like went too far, but not me. Yeah. Not me. No.
And it's just, I know that the England Supporters Club have basically written to the documentary makers and gone, could you just have not constantly referred to them as football fans? They weren't.
Yeah.
Most of them. They weren't, you kept calling them, referring to them as ticketless fans. They weren't. They were just dickheads.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like saying that somebody who's watching it in a pub in Newcastle is a ticketless fan.
Yeah.
It's this glorification of it that kind of makes you more of a fan the more of an idiot you are.
Yeah.
And it makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah, it really, really bad, and it's not challenging at all. It's not probing. It's yeah.
You can't comment on the film. I haven't seen it. Like I said, I won't watch it just because it will. I know it will annoy me. But I remember I'm old enough to remember going to football in a post-hooligan time, but in a very when it was just starting to be kind of broken down, when English football decided itself, we're sick of this. We're sick of this reputation. We're sick of the whole. What is it? And so it did start to police itself. And I remember going to them, and football stadiums weren't what they are now, where they are places where you can go, where you're ushered in, and you're there's a lot geared to your enjoyment.
Yeah.
And modern stadiums are even better at doing that. A lot of all the stadiums, you go in and you go, well, it's a little bit weird here. It doesn't feel that welcome. They weren't that welcoming, but there was still a weird kind of hangover from that. So I remember going that, and they weren't considered to be safe spaces for families to go to.
Yeah.
They weren't considered that. And I've seen over the years the evolution of that, of getting rid of that. That it's really fucking ridiculous that there's this glorification of reversing that. That football had started to get rid of its nasty side. There was a lot of work still to do. But the regression of it all is really quite sad, as somebody who is a football fan. And for years tried to kind of defend the fact that it's trying to do this and this.
I do think, though, and not to get into politics, but I think there's a general societal regression.
There is.
And this is part of it.
But there's also for the amount of arrests that happen across attended football games as a percentage of spectators that go, in comparison to the amount of arrests to spectators that go to horse racing, is incredibly low.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bad documentary, but also feels the people who are like, I'd imagine some people who are watching it will come away from it going, "Oh, well, it wasn't all that bad, was it?" And yeah,
and like you say, it makes you think, "God, I hope we don't go far in this next one."
And I mean, honestly, like one of the telling moments in it is somebody from Wembley security basically going, in the moment, all we are thinking is the worst thing that can happen now is if England win.
Yeah.
And like how, like, as soon as England lost, it was like the people outside, like, still, like, trying to get in. It was like just in unison, they all just gave up and walked off. At least, I mean, God, at least it's in Germany this time. you know, like you're not going to get if England reach the final. Hopefully, you're not going to get all that.
Yeah, it's a long way to go to just be a dickhead. I know there will be ones that will go, but it is a long way to go to just be a dickhead. And you'd hope that majority of them have had their passports taken off them.
Yeah, quite.
Quite.
Yeah, so there we go. That's me. Right, Twitter questions.
Right. I didn't put it out today. We've had a bit of a day, haven't we?
Yeah.
So I forgot, and I apologise, but they were back out next week. But we did have some hanging over from last week. Chris Burns says, now the Exorcist Believer trilogy is officially dead, can you please provide your own conclusion to the Chris McNeil is blind and some girl is stuck in hell storyline in as fewer words as possible?
Wizards did it.
Wizards did it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I want?
What?
I want literally a click and a screen just goes off with that fucking line as if someone's just turned a TV off, and then someone turns around and the next person goes, well, that was shit. About it.
Or like a Dallas style thing.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
I would like Jason Blum to appear from behind a curtain and just apologise.
Yeah,
we wasted everybody's time there. You know, we'll try again in a couple of years, guys. We've got someone who actually seems to give a shit.
Yeah. No, we're sorry.
My bad.
But because we're sorry, we wrote Flano a cheque.
Yeah, exactly. And Leslie Odom Jr. will be pleased to hear that he's been released from his obligation after walking off set multiple times during the filming of the first one of the 3 he was supposed to be in.
Did he?
Yeah.
Fair play to that guy then. He's just got up in my estimation. And he was already quite high up in it because he seems like a good dude. That's in relation to something else. Dylan Black Lanterns. I want to cinema later as my partner wants to watch a live show broadcast for a YouTube show. Yup, basically I'm going to the cinema to watch a YouTube video. What non-film events have you seen on the big screen?
I once handled the projection for the X Factor final in a cinema where Andy Abraham, the X Factor singer, was there live in the cinema hosting it.
Oh.
So it's not like I attended it, but I was there sorting out the projection of the live feed and whatnot. And, yeah, he seemed alright.
You've done Doctor Who, haven't you?
Yeah, the Day of the Doctor. Yeah, the special edition one.
The 3D one?
No, the one 3D, like 3 Doctors. Then yes.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah, the one with John.
Yeah, you went with...
Izzy.
You went with Izzy, and I had a ticket, didn't I? But Miles couldn't get a ticket. And he's a really big Doctor Who fan, so I gave him my ticket and was like, well, I don't really... I'm not interested in going because these two are going.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So you might as well have it. And I just stayed in the bar.
Yeah.
I think he was there, wasn't he? And they were going to let him in if somebody just didn't turn up. And it was fully sold out when he told us. And I was like, well, just go on my ticket.
John Hurt fucking slaps as the War Doctor.
The War Doctor?
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to watch it because, frankly, Doctor Who just sounds fucking boring. All of it.
There, Ian. Are you running somewhere?
No, it's the dog.
Oh, okay. But yeah, War Doctor.
I've watched sporting events in the cinema before.
Who'd you go with?
I went with Macca on these, actually, a few of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to watch a couple of England games for the World Cup 98.
Gross.
For those. I'm trying to think of what else we've done. I'm sure we've done a theatre thing before. But I can't think of what it is.
Okay.
I mean, Ian's been to see Andre Rieu several hundred times.
No, I love him. I love him.
I do love it.
Rick Kidd. Hi folks, we'll be away on holiday. I've had a good holiday by the way, Rick. So we'll be off X as so my question for the next show is, I watch Fury Road as prep for Furiosa. The flamethrower guitar guy makes me smile every time. What mad shit throwaway item would you put in your post-apocalyptic film?
Ooh.
You can just put some bonkers in a post-apocalyptic world. I know what I'd put in mine.
Go on.
Cat bus.
Fuck, that's better than mine.
I'm not going to lie, I would transplant the Dinky D buggy from the game to the film.
You can't have that.
Why?
Of course.
A dog and buggy where you like sniff out minefields? That sounds really useful.
It's useful. It's also the most boring part of the
It's
game.
not the most boring part of the game. It's formulaic
That's why I won't
and
do it.
procedural, but it is very vital. You can't just have minefields everywhere, Mark.
I don't agree with you. I would import Paulie Shaw from Son-in-Law. Just wandering around.
Why?
Because it'd be fun.
You're an idiot.
Yep. Or like Chris Pine from Poolman. He's just around, just like investigating, trying to find water because it's the desert.
I want to see Turbo Kid pop up in a Mad Max movie and it turn out that they're actually adjacent universes.
Fair. That was it for our question there. Questions? What are we covering next week, Ian?
Big week next week. So we got Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Nice.
Which definitely looking forward to. We got Hitman. And if we want, we've got the directorial debut of M. Night Shyamalan's Kid.
Watched.
Anyone
The
mind if I
Watched.
just do Watched and don't do Bad Boys?
Will Smith
How dare you.
doesn't like that idea.
Well, Will Smith can fuck right off because he's a twat. So
No, it's the Smithing, the reimagining, it's the reawakening of Will.
I'm not here for it.
Big Willie
so
style.
can I just do the Shyamalan one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing all three.
That's fine. I'll do Hitman because Glenn Powell, I'm assuming, will take his shirt off at some point.
We fucking hope so. If he doesn't, I'll be writing to, I don't know,
Congress.
yeah.
And I'll do the one with, is it Dakota Fanning? That's
Dear America.
Anyway, Dakota Fanning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, do that one. I just don't want to do Bad Boys.
She's in the new Predator movie.
Sure.
Was it Elle Fanning?
Yes, she is. We've got to talk about that. That's
is it Elle
fucking
Fanning?
interesting. It's Elle Fanning.
It's
yeah.
Elle Fanning, yeah.
They're not even similar.
I mean, they're quite similar.
They're not. They
sisters.
look very different and they're completely different ages.
They're both called Fanning.
So?
I think I'm alright with that one.
Will Smith and Will Poulter are both called Will. You wouldn't say
But they're not brothers, are they?
Right.
I think I'm alright with getting Dakota and Elle Fanning confused.
Disagree.
Well, you're wrong.
Um,
That's a good show, mate. I'm fucking looking forward to all three of those movies. I'm very intrigued by that Watched.
yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a good feeling about that.
I have a good feeling about that.
My concern is, horror movies like that, atmospheric horror. I much prefer experiencing that at home with that slightly claustrophobic vibe of watching it in an enclosed space. And because VOD being a thing stopped being a thing because they realised they couldn't make money doing it, it's not an option.
I like watching stuff like that in a cinema. It's good to watch stuff like that like early in the morning.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No. Watch horror in the morning.
You
You
do, it's
fucking
good.
Psychopath.
It's good getting out of a horror movie where you've been like that and you go, fucking hell, it's light. It's light and it's not. It's lunchtime. It's nice to get out of a cinema and it's lunchtime.
No, it robs it of all its fucking gravity.
No, it don't. Adds to it because you're a little bit tired. 102 minutes as well.
Idiot.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good, like.
That's good, that, because it'll be about 95 before credits.
Yep.
How is it called? The
Good.
Watchers?
Yeah.
Elsewhere.
Well, it's called The Watched in the UK and Ireland.
In Ireland.
Yeah. Because why not?
Apologies to any Irish listeners.
Yeah, you should do that.
It's an
Very
automatic like response. What? It's not racist. You fucking knobhead. Saying island in a bad Irish accent is racist.
Feels racist.
It's just a really satisfying word to say in a bad Irish accent.
On that provocative note, thanks very much for listening, folks. We'll be back next week. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you very much, Becky.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Go fuck yourself, JC boy. Bye.